Alright guys, welcome to our preview and predictions for WWE Money in the Bank, which takes place tonight live on the WWE Network. Elle, how excited are you?
Yeah. No, I'm pretty excited. I don't think the match cards are outstanding or anything, but I think with Money in the Bank, it's kind of one of those pay-per-views like the Royal Rumble and things where we're guaranteed a decent match with the Money in the Bank, and it's something that we only get to see once a year. So I think for that match alone, I'm really excited. As for the rest, I suppose some of them are hit and miss.
See, when you said that, I was like, hang on, you're not excited in the least? You're not really excited? This is Money in the Bank, this is. Got a briefcase on the line. We could have a cash-in, a new champion by the end of the night. So there's lots that can happen. And we've got Dream Match. We've got John Cena and AJ Styles. Are you excited for that one?
To be fair, I pretty much am really excited for it, but I think it's kind of one of those matches where it should have been saved for a SummerSlam or a WrestleMania instead of just doing it off the cuff because John Cena's back.
Yeah, there is that. It does have that big match feel. So, Money in the Bank, it seems like a bit of a throwaway having it now. Like you mentioned earlier, SummerSlam would be an ideal for this. Because we're getting it early, I don't know, maybe something can happen. Maybe we're not going to get something clean. Or maybe it's going to be a case of it's the best of 3 series. And we get the finale come at SummerSlam. Because I think we've got Battleground, yes? Battleground next, and then SummerSlam. So maybe we'll see best of 3. And the winner comes out at SummerSlam. I
just kind of hope they have something big in store for him, because like you said, it kind of is the John Cena rinse and repeat, like with Kevin Owens, Julie 7-1. So I kind of hope the keep us invested in both of these people.
Let's hope so. Let's hope it's a good pay-per-view. It should be. We've got a few good matches on there. As long as Del Rio doesn't win Money in the Bank, Cena buries AJ, and then Roman retains. That could be an awful way to have the pay-per-view. But let's just hope. Let's pray for the best. Pray that we don't get that.
Well, we've got like 2 opportunities for Roman to lose his title, so who knows?
See, it's better than ever. It is better than ever. Before we get to that though, let's jump back to last month for Extreme Rules. 149 people submitted predictions. 10 of those scored 8 out of 8 correct results, so congratulations to you guys. To list them, we'll have Voltage Kid, Raw is War, Chad 2K15, TMK Tanner, Hunter8841, Aiden, Dan UK123, Daniel Diaz, Breakdown with a 3, and Stevo WWE. So congratulations guys. As for me, I scored a decent 5 out of 8. Elle, how do you think you did? Higher or lower?
Well, you kind of like forgot me in like that list of people, so I'm hoping you're going to like clarify what's going on.
Unfortunately, you didn't get 8. I can confirm that.
Oh, what was it, 7?
Well, you're close. You got 6.
Oh, at least I beat you. That's like at least something to go home with.
Well, I'm going to be graceful this month and say congratulations. Well done.
Yeah, there's something fishy going on if you're going to be like that.
I've just got a good feeling about Money in the Bank. I'm going to top it this month. I can guarantee it.
What's up if you like popped a Xanax or something just to get ready for Money in the Bank?
Well, maybe that'll get us a bit more excited for it. Anyway, guys, if you want to get involved and submit your predictions for the show, you can head over to smacktalks.org/predictions, and I'll post the results on Monday morning. So let's head to Money in the Bank, where we'll kick things off with the kickoff pre-show. We've actually got 2 matches on there this month, so we're just going to kind of give match predictions rather than go into detail on these. These were kind of thrown together last minute, I think. We've got Lucha Dragons against the Dudley Boys, and we've got the Golden Truth taking on Breeze Dango. Elle, how do you see these going?
I think this is going to be very generic Raw matches. I don't think we're going to see these kind of go into too much detail. I think they're just going to be clean wins, and I think they'll be alright matches, but like, as I said, I don't think they're going to bring much to the card itself.
Well, it's with it being a pre-show, like, not only have we not had much build in terms of Lucha Dragons and the Dudley Boys, at least not what I can remember. I cannot remember the last time the Dudley Boys actually won on a pay-per-view. Like, it seems a long time ago, and considering these are a legend team, I think they're long overdue it. So I'm going to go Dudley Boys on this, even though I have no idea why this match is being put together. The other match, it seems to have been building for such a long time that I'm kind of bored of it. It's took so long to actually get here. I like the fact they're doing Breeze Dango. It's good to have Tyler Breeze actually doing something and Fandango. But I don't know, I'm just not invested in it. So I'll go for them in my prediction. But I'm really not interested in this one. How about you?
See, like, I'm probably like slightly a bit of a weirdo because I kind of love both Golden Truth and Breezango. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of like the old SmackDown days where you had like people like Funaki and people. It kind of reminds me of those. And with the brand split coming in, I think people like that are going to excel. So I think I'm going to go with Breezango because out of the four of them, I think that's my favorite two. And I think purely because I'm going with the heels on one side, I'm going to have to go with Lucha Dragons beating the Dudleys on the other.
So you're going lucha, lucha, lucha.
Yeah, but I probably won't be chanting that much.
Yeah, we'll try and avoid that. We'll save our excitement for the Money in the Bank match.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's the pre-show. That's our predictions for that. Let's move on to the main show where we've got Apollo Crews taking on Sheamus. I have to say, I've been kind of disappointed in Apollo Crews on the main roster. I don't feel like he's being given too much. It feels like creatives said, look, the brand split's coming up. We'll just try and hold off until then. So they've put him in a match with Sheamus, which I guess it kind of makes sense. The new era coming in, Sheamus wanting to stop that. But I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact that Sheamus, I can't really get into this one either. Have you enjoyed this?
I think like I'm slightly in it, but I think I totally agree. I think because the brand split's coming up, I kind of feel that they're giving us these like little feeds in preparation for kind of starting fresh. Like I'd even go as far to say the whole Charlotte Natalia thing's now kind of become like that, and Apollo Crews and Sheamus is just kind of like another extension. I wouldn't say it's been horrible, and I'm a huge fan of Apollo Crews, but at the same time I'm not like 100% invested.
Yeah, it's a strange one because I'm a big fan of Apollo Crews. It's just he hasn't done too much on the main roster, and it's not his fault. He hasn't been given an opportunity. But I think this one, leading into the brand split, if he gets a win over Sheamus, it'll put him in good stead for that. So I would probably say I'm going to go Apollo Crews on this one. I don't know if it'll be clean. I think it might be maybe like a roll-up, something like that, and then Sheamus can claim it being a fluke victory.
Yeah, I definitely see Apollo Crews like picking up the win and probably expanding past this to have a card with Sheamus. I think both of them are amazing in the ring, and I think it's kind of one of those feuds that might turn really interesting once the brand split does happen.
Yeah, well, hopefully, because if they get more time and they can invest more into it, then hopefully that is something that we'll see. So we're both going Apollo Crews on the first one?
Yeah.
So Crews is going to sail away to victory to steal a line from 2K16. How amazing is that commentary? Sigh. So from there, things get better, kind of. We've got the monthly match, which isn't on the pre-show for a change. Dolph Ziggler against Baron Corbin. Are you excited for this one?
It's kind of strange because like when they're having the first encounter, I was like really into it, and then the next time a little bit less. Last time, not at all, and it's kind of getting to the point where I just wish both of them had sod off.
Well, hopefully they get like drafted to different shows and we can never see this match again. That's the only thing we kind of hope for. Was it Sheamus and Randy Orton that just had these matches week after week last year?
Yeah.
It's kind of got that feel, because not only is this like the third pay-per-view in a row, but we seem to get something between them every week on Raw, and that includes matches with each other. So it's just like, how many times can you do this before people like completely lose interest? And I think I've already lost interest. So I think in terms of records, I think pay-per-view wise, it's one apiece. So I would say give the NXT guy the victory to put them over. So I'm going to go Baron Corbin on this. I just want it over with. I want him to move on to something else, because I think it hurts both of them the more that they face off against each other.
Yeah, I totally agree. I don't even think at this point that a victory will kind of help either of them, because it's gone on for so long. I just kind of think it's going to slip under the radar, and then when the brand split, I think that's the huge thing. I think you can tell with a lot of feuds like this, I think they probably would have ended like last month, but because this is now coming in, that they're kind of having to drag things out. So I think I'm going to go with Baron, and hopefully whichever roster he ends up on, this will kind of be his like starting point again.
Yeah, I think that will be the case. I think for Baron Corbin, Apollo Crews, and a lot of others, I think the brand split coming in, it's kind of start fresh. And like you say, the writers are just dragging everything out to the minute because they know that's coming in. So there's no point really starting something new until you know who's going to be on which show. So hopefully in the next month or so, we should get things mixed up a little bit. And hopefully this match won't be on Battleground. I was so tempted to say Battlefield. I don't know why. I've got that stuck in my head now. But from there, we've got Divas in action. I shouldn't say Divas. We've got the women in action. We've got Charlotte teaming up with Dana Brooke to take on Natalya and Becky Lynch. Are you enjoying this one?
I'd probably say I'm enjoying it, but I'm just really not enjoying this match choice. I think it's a total waste. Something like Money in the Bank. Fair enough, I think we probably all knew that we weren't going to get a women's Money in the Bank, but Christ, we could have had like a fatal four-way or something, just something to kind of, I don't know, just for the women to prove what they were doing. And I don't know, it's just a huge letdown. It kind of feels like another Raw moment, and it's just a huge shame considering what we had at WrestleMania and things.
Like you say, this is a Raw match on a pay-per-view. I feel it's always cheap when you get a Divas tag team match instead of someone defending the championship. I think I don't know if it sort of takes away from the title, but it just feels cheap to me when you don't have that world championship on the line, because it's not like you would have the men's championship not defended when it's there.
Yeah,
it just feels cheap that they do this for the women. So I would prefer that to be on the line, even if it was on the line in the tag team match. But I'm just hoping we kind of get something that progresses this story with Charlotte and Dana. So I could maybe see Becky Lynch and Natalya win it, but it'll be Dana Brooke that actually gets the pinfall. So she's the one that Charlotte can then kind of blame and say it's your fault that I actually lost this match.
see, like, I was really charmed because, like, before I'd read anything on the internet, I was thinking the same. I thought, well, Natalya and Becky are going to win because it's not for the title and things, but apparently we're going to get some sort of big surprise. There's a few people thinking it's going to be returns. Some people are even going as far as say it's going to be the tag titles, which has been rumoured for, like, nearly over a year now. I probably think it won't be the tag titles, but maybe they'll announce that they're going to come into it. And I don't know, I just think giving Charlotte and Dana that kind of push again,
Yeah.
I don't know, I think could only help Charlotte even more.
To be honest, I think it's kind of a run theme, what we've said here about them delaying things. But to me, this just feels like, you know, when Nikki Bella had the title and would get tag team matches on the pay-per-views, and it would just be a way to kind of prolong that championship reign. That's kind of the feeling that I get with this, that they're just kind of prolonging it. Not just for the brand split, but to sort of the bigger events like a SummerSlam, where we could maybe then say I drop it. It's just a way of kind of not having to defeat every single person on the roster, but progress the time to get to that.
Yeah, I think this is like another occasion as well where it hurts the women, not divas, having only that one title, because when it was the women's and the divas, you could kind of have like multiple feuds, and having a tag team match on the card wouldn't look as bad if you had like another title, whereas we've just got the tag team match and there's not a lot to play with. And I probably wouldn't say it hurts the championship, but like you said, it is dragging it out yet again. And I'm not sick of Charlotte to win, but I just kind of wish they'd give her more meaningful matches. I think she had a great feud with Natalya, but I think that needed to go last month.
Yeah. Well, I think it needed better finishes as well. It always seemed to like end on such a downer. And I think that always like, I don't know, it just spoiled it, in my opinion. I would have preferred a clean finish, even if Charlotte was to actually win it. But like you say, bringing in Divas Championship, Women's Championship, it's like engraved in my brain now. If they bring in a Women's Tag Team Championship, I think the brand split is like the perfect time to do it, because you're getting more women on each show. So it gives you the opportunity to put together more teams, and if that goes across both shows, then I think that'll work pretty well.
Yeah, I kind of think it's probably the only salvation for the brand split if they have another title, because you've got people like Natalya and Becky always teaming up. You had Naomi and Tamina and things, so it kind of gives a lot of people the spotlight. So fingers crossed that's what it is. I'm kind of thinking maybe someone like Nikki's going to turn up. I'm not sure like how prepared she is, but if it is, God only knows I'll be ranting on Twitter and things.
Won't we all? Maybe she should just, take that time, get better, and then come back in a year or so. Say if she wants to. She doesn't have to. Just give her a few years. Take the time. Don't rush back. So who are you going for this? Who's your prediction?
I think I'm going to go with Charlotte and Dana and hope for some huge surprise. If not,
well, I'm going to opposite on this one. I'm going to go for Natalya and Becky Lynch. So I think that's the first one we're in disagreement on tonight. But the next one, we've got 4 teams in it. So I don't know if we'll go the same on this one. We've got the Tag Team Championships on the line. Fatal 4-way, New Day defend against the Club, Gallows and Anderson, Enzo Amore and Big Cass, and the Vaudevillains. Do you think New Day are going to retain this? Is it time they finally drop the championships?
Well, I think I'm going to stick with the power of negativity with this whole pay-per-view. And
That should be your total gimmick, that should.
I don't intend to, it's just that awful booking. I started out really loving New Day, but now I think I've got to the point now where they're kind of like really dragging them out as well. Like, I love the promos when they were short and sweet, and now they're too long and they're gone and they get really, really cheesy. And I think they need to go away for a little while and let some new fresh tag teams have the championship.
Well, I heard this week that some of the things that I've like really hated, like really over the top, ridiculous things like the New Day time machine, that wasn't their idea. That was like creative getting involved and saying, we want you to do this. And it seems as though a lot of the things I like with New Day are the stuff they come up with, and yet a lot of the stuff that I dislike turned out to be stuff that creative kind of pushed on them to say, we want you to do this week. And because of that, it makes us think, why not just let the New Day do it? Because I like them so much more when I see them sort of backstage and they don't have to worry about what creative is saying for them to do. So they're much more entertaining in that sense. In terms of on TV, though, I don't think they need the Tag Team Championships anymore. They've had it for nearly 10 months. And I think it is time to drop it because it's not doing anything for them. Where if the Club want to win it, which I think they're probably going to be my prediction, if they pick up the Tag Team Championships, then it kind of verifies everything that the commentators have been saying about them being such a big name tag team, such a dominant tag team from Japan coming in, taking those titles and, going to the next level. Whereas so far, we've seen them come in, lose to the Usos a bunch of times, get destroyed by Roman Reigns. It hasn't verified what JBL's saying. And sure, JBL talks a lot of rubbish, but hopefully, if they win the Tag Team Championships, then it can maybe verify the fact that he's been putting them over all this time, and they do actually turn out to be a dominant tag team in the WWE.
I think this is a really great match because kind of like anyone can win. I'd probably say the New Day won't, but like you said, the Club, they've been dominant for pretty much since he arrived, and I think it'd be a great opportunity for them to win now. But I kind of think we're going to get like a surprise victory from either the Vaudevillains or Enzo and Cass. I'd like the Club to get the titles, but at the same time, I kind of feel like they don't need the titles either. I think their whole thing with John Cena and AJ Styles, I kind of think that's their shining thing at the minute. I don't think they need the titles just yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm going to have to go with Enzo and Cass. I think because WWE love to jump on things that everyone loves, I kind of think that they'll probably go in that direction as opposed to what would probably be best for storyline purposes.
Yeah, I could definitely see Enzo and Cass winning it. I think they're so over. They're probably more over than New Day at the moment.
Yeah.
Especially with them sort of being fresh. So I could definitely see them getting the Tag Team Championships. I'm going to go out and say, and I'll probably be proved wrong, I don't see any chance for the Vaudevillains. I think if they were going to win it, it would have been last month when they got the tag team shot.
See, for me, that'd make like the best reason for them to win because no one thinks they're gonna, and not necessarily the underdog, but I think they with the titles would be perfect.
I don't know. I'm not so convinced. Maybe if they changed the tag team championships and brought in some classic style ones to go with the entrance, I could maybe go for that. Get rid of them bronze pennies, what they've got at the minute.
Well, you never know. They might split the tag team titles as well or get 2 sets titles.
Maybe. We could see that. I don't know if I would want that. I would probably want it to cross both shows.
We'll hop in the time machine, just get our own.
Let's do it. Let's go back and get one tag team championships. So, I don't know. I'm tempted. I'm tempted to go for the Club. I think, to me, storyline-wise, I would go with them. Are you not convinced? Are you going to go Enzo and Cass?
I'm definitely convinced storyline-wise that the Club would be the perfect ones, but we're going to go Enzo and Big Cass because, like you say, they love to jump on what the fans are into and they think that's probably what's going to be best. But I don't know, I kind of think they are going to win, but at the same time, I don't think they're going to have a long run.
I'll put this to you, another prediction. Who's going to get pinned?
I'd like to say Xavier.
Do you think the New Day will actually get pinned? Because I was leaning here that I don't think the New Day will get pinned. I think they'll come out and argue that they never got pinned, because anyone in this match can get pinned.
See, I think the only issue with having the New Day pinned is it could lead to them breaking up, and I don't quite hate them that much now, but I think it's probably likely going to be the Vaudevillains, and we're going to kind of see them turn into jobbers.
I don't know. I'm going to go Enzo and Cass to get pinned by the club.
Oh, that'd be quite the heel movement.
I'm all heel tonight. I'm heel club. So yeah, I'm going to go club. Are you going to go Enzo and Cass?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the faces.
Cool. So let's get hyped now, because we've got one of the biggest matches on the card. This is Money in the Bank. This is the WWE Money in the Bank ladder match. Kevin Owens, Cesaro, Alberto Del Rio, Sami Zayn, Dean Ambrose, and Chris Jericho, all vying for that contract to face the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. But who is going to get that briefcase? Who do you want to get that briefcase?
I think it's probably really bad, but like when I look at the names, there's none that I really think, yeah, they need to win. Kind of like last year, I think it was Neville I was really rooting for, and I thought, Neville needs to win, but I can argue, say Cesaro and Owens and Zayn, they do great things with winning, but I don't think there's any that I really think, no, they have to win.
Is there anyone you definitely don't see winning it? I know I don't want Del Rio to win it, so I'm just going to say Del Rio. I don't want him to win it whatsoever. Any of the others I could maybe get away with.
They do that just to wind us up.
See, that's what scares us, them actually doing that.
You can argue for each of them. That's probably the only decent thing like about the names, that all of them are definitely worthy, but it's what they do with it. I think out of all of them, I'd probably say I really want to see Sami Zayn win, but I kind of feel he's like another Neville, and we won't see him win until a few years down the line.
Yeah, I don't see Sami win. I would love him to win it, but I think he's probably someone that's going to win it later on. I think the fact that, we're champions at the minute, Roman Reigns, and we've got Seth Rollins in the main event. So to me, if I was making this to have any kind of sense, Dean Ambrose would be my sort of big favourite to win the match, because it then means he can interact himself into that main event and we'll get that Shield triple threat. So even though I don't think we'll see that on the night, I think it's always there. It's a possibility. For the rest of them, Cesaro, I could maybe see him win it, and then he's got his suit. He can have like a proper business briefcase. He can come up with that. Jericho, I think he's actually a possibility, because they've made a big point of saying Chris Jericho invented Money in the Bank, but he's never actually won it. And then we're seeing Raw go off the air where he's on the top of the ladder and he's got the briefcase. So maybe this could be his year. I think there's like a lot of possibilities this year where it's hard to narrow it down to one. But if I was going to, I would probably say, even though I want Kevin Owens to win it, I'm going to go Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Ambrose. I think there's a lot more they can do with Ambrose having the whole Shield thing. Even this past Monday on Raw, when they had the whole Ambrose Asylum thing, I think that in itself probably hinted towards what could happen. And I don't know, I think, like you said, I think there's a lot of them that are worthy, but I think logically in what they can do going forward, I think Ambrose is probably the poster name that they can have. Like, you've got Seth Rollins and then Roman Reigns, and just having that Shield triple threat for SummerSlam alone, it'd probably sell thousands of tickets and things. So
yeah,
I think logically that works, but I don't know. For me, that for all I'm going to predict, it doesn't satisfy me as much as someone like Sami Zayn or Cesaro winning.
I totally agree with that, because even though I'm predicting Dean Ambrose, it's not I want to say it. It's that kind of makes sense. But I think if I was predicting someone, I would say Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn. They would be my two choices that I would want to say it, win it.
Yeah, it's kind of a funny one. Like, I'm not thoroughly invested in one particular person, whereas in the past, like, everyone's had someone they want to win, where, like I say, I could easily say Zayn, Cesaro and Owens, and I don't know. It's an iffy one. I kind of wish that there was a mystery participant in the match or something.
Maybe we could get one. Like, originally, I'm sure there's a graphic on Raw that showed 7 people, and we've only got 6 so far. So we could maybe get someone on the night. I know Neville's been doing interviews and things, so maybe he's close to returning. Bray Wyatt, maybe he could be the 7th man.
Yeah, and then he'll get injured during the match, so...
Yeah, you won't last. Don't put him in a ladder match. That's not going to go well, is it? Be injured again. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we will get a 7th man. I think maybe they'll probably stick with a 6. But it's there. It's a possibility. Maybe we could say it.
I definitely think we're going to get one hell of a match. I think we're going to see Ambrose probably go through a lot of pain.
And still manage to climb up that ladder. He'll drag himself up to it.
We'll probably get a Cesaro injury. He likes to get injured as well. And I definitely think we're going to see some amazing spots from the likes of Zayn and Owens and things. And I dare say this will probably be match of the night.
I think it will. I don't think anything will top this. We've got the next match, which we're going to talk about, AJ and Cena. I think that's going to be up there. But I don't think you can ever top Money in the Bank. It always steals the show for me.
Definitely. It's one of those highlights of the years. And it's kind of a huge shame that we don't have, like, Kofi in there this year. Because, like he does with the Royal Rumble, he always brings up great spots. And I know a lot of people predict, Kofi will just be in there. But now that he's not, I kind of miss not thinking, oh, God, what's he going to do this year?
Yeah, it takes away from it, doesn't it? You kind of want to see Kofi in there just to see what he comes up with. Maybe he's all out of ideas. That's what it is. He could have easily, been in the Money in the Bank and have Xavier in the tag team match. So I don't know why they didn't do that. I would have preferred that.
It's a shame we don't have kind of like a secondary one like we usually do, just to bring some other names in there. But I think with those alone, I definitely think we're still going to get one hell of a match.
Yeah, well, let's look forward to next year. Once the brand split comes in, we should get 2 Money in the Bank matches if they have 2 World Championships. So hopefully we can get that back, because I always preferred that when you had sort of the big name one. I think they've done it only former world champions and then people that hadn't won the championship. So I think that's a good way to go about it.
I think that's the thing, because usually we get like the high athletic people, whereas this is kind of like a mix, and you've only got like the Zayn, who this year is kind of, you think of the high flyers. So I don't know. It feels a lot more grounded, shall we say.
It does, but I'm sure it'll be amazing. Like you said, match of the night. So let's go for the guy that we don't want to win it. Let's go for Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, let's be lunatic.
But we can get hype, because the next match is an absolute dream match. We've got the face of the WWE for the past 10, 15 years, John Cena, going up against the former face of TNA, AJ Styles. This is a match I don't think I ever thought we would see. I still kind of quite believe that we're actually getting this match. And just seeing the response that they got on Raw when, AJ and Cena were in the ring together and the crowd were chanting, "This is awesome." I still can't believe it. Like, to me, this match is one of the matches where you think, I want to see this, but I've kind of come to the conclusion that it's never going to happen. Can you believe we're actually getting this? AJ Styles, John Cena in WWE.
I think a lot of part of me is still in denial that it's actually going to happen, especially like when there was all these things about AJ Styles isn't going to go to WWE and things, and I definitely didn't think we were going to see these two face off. I remember saying earlier in the year that I'd love to see them both go on at WrestleMania and put on one hell of a match. I kind of wish I'd saved it for SummerSlam or something, but I definitely think we're going to get one hell of a match. Definitely. I think it's definitely going to be up there with the Money in the Bank, and I think there will be some awesome spots, but I just really, really hope that both of them just go out there and do anything and everything they can, because, like you say, it's a dream match and people have been waiting for this for years.
Well, the best thing is, I think they know how big this is for the fans.
Yeah.
So I think they are going to go out there and just put everything they can into this. And even though I mightn't be a Cena fan, I absolutely, 100%, the last few years when he has gone up against superstars he'd never fought before, like your Sami Zayn's and your kind of new era, I always say that he's put on amazing matches with them. And I think this is going to be no exception. I think this is going to be one of the best Cena matches that we'll have seen in a very long time. So I think this is going to be close to stealing the show. I still think Money in the Bank will steal it, but I think this is going to be up there. The only thing I'm not sure on is who's going to win it, because generally we'll see the sort of underdog, your AJ Styles, go over, get the win, but then Cena obviously has some kind of clause in his contract that says if I lose, I need at least 2 rematches so I can turn the odds around. So I can definitely see that happen. And when I kind of look at the pay-per-view calendar, having Battleground next and then SummerSlam, that kind of says one person's going to win this, the other will win next month, and we'll get a finale at SummerSlam. Question is, who wins the first one? I'm tempted to say John Cena just to mix it up and, you know, make every single fan watching, all these internet fans, completely irate by having John Cena beat AJ Styles and then Roman Reigns beat Seth Rollins.
Oh, bloody hell, Roman Reigns. I think I'm going to kind of go the opposite. I think I'd much rather see AJ win and kind of have that bragging rights of defeating WWE's poster-boy child and going on to brag about that for the next pay-per-view. And I think I'd even have him go on to win again and then maybe have John Cena win. It's an iffy one because everyone knows John Cena loves to win, and it's a strange one because I don't know, like, I kind of want AJ Styles to win, but at the same time, John Cena will win and then AJ will win and then Cena. It's all just like a huge clusterfuck. And it's like the same reason that I don't want the club to get involved as well. I just want them to put on like a hell of a match, and I kind of wish that this was a one-off instead of thinking, oh, they're going to do it again next pay-per-view.
Yeah, well, I think that is the feeling you get. It's like you think, whatever happens in this, we're going to get rematches.
Yeah.
So it doesn't all have to come down to this. And I just want to clarify so I don't get hit. It's not that I think Cena is going to go over AJ Styles and bury him. I'm just hopeful that if Cena gets the win first, then AJ can get the second win and the third, so AJ can eventually go over, and it just kind of mixes it up rather than AJ win first and then Cena win too. But like you say, as long as it's a clean match, a clean finish, I think I'll be happy whoever wins. I just want to see this and see who they do actually put over.
Do you think there's any possibility, because it is the first meeting, that we might get some sort of like double count out or a draw?
Now you mention it, I think it is a possibility. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how that comes around. Like, count out, maybe I could see. I think it's more likely, and I don't want to see it, that we'll get the club come down to ringside and get involved in it. I don't know if I would want a draw or a disqualification. I kind of just want a clean finish, which, judging by the women's matches, I know they hate doing in creative. But I kind of want to see who is better. We're all asking that question. We all want an answer. I just hope they give way.
I think the thing is, because they are such huge names as well, it kind of is like the first encounter that we're all expecting something to happen so they can prolong it again. And I kind of think that's probably WWE's downfall, that they feel the need to stretch things out a lot instead of having like these amazing one-off or two-off encounters and kind of making them a huge spectacles to look back on. But I don't know, like you, I kind of think the club will get involved.
Yeah, I've got a bad feeling they will. And like you say, they could have made this a big, one-off match. It does feel weird being at Money in the Bank, but with the brand split coming up, they could have them drafted to each shows, and AJ Styles would always hold a win over John Cena, and it would kind of make it a bigger match when it does come around again. So I'm kind of disappointed that, maybe that's not the route that we're going to go down.
Yeah, I think either way, like I said, I think it'll be a brilliant match, and just having what could have been in WWE versus what we got, I think that in itself is an amazing storyline, and like I said, I just hope to put on one hell of a match, and I'm just going to root for AJ Styles. Hopefully we don't get full on Super Cena.
Let's hope not. Let's hope so, because I'm going Cena. So you go AJ Styles, I'll be the bad guy. I'll pick John Cena to defeat and bury AJ Styles. And then from there, yeah?
Yeah, we all know whose fault it is if Super Cena wins then.
Yeah, you can blame me. I won't mind though, because I'll be up in predictions. And like I say, I'm going to nail it this month. So hopefully, fingers crossed. Can't believe I just said that. Let's move on to the main event though, because the WWE World Heavyweight Championship is on the line. We've got the guy, Roman Reigns, going up against the man, Seth Rollins, the man that never lost that championship. How do you see this one going? Is Roman going to be able to do the impossible and beat Seth Rollins? Or is Seth going to be able to do the impossible and defeat Roman Reigns?
Well, I'd like to hope Seth Rollins could win, but I kind of think we're all in the club, and we all know that Roman Reigns is going to somehow beat Rollins. He'll probably just get a really clean finish that'll irritate the life out of me again, but I kind of say it through gritted teeth, and I think there's no chance that Rollins going to win.
Well, I think of all the people that could possibly dethrone Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins is the man to do it. But I've got so little faith that he's actually going to be able to pull that off. It really disappoints us. And I think the only way I can kind of see this coming about, I don't think it'll be a clean finish for the match. I do think Reigns will retain.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a case of whoever wins Money in the Bank will hit the music or something. Some come down to ringside. There'll be some kind of distraction. And Roman Reigns will get the victory over Seth. I don't think it'll be as clean cut as sort of the victories that he had over Styles. I think something will happen here. So, it is not clean, and then Seth can argue about it, and we'll get kind of a rematch, and maybe Seth will still be in that main event picture. I don't see him kind of losing this and then dropping straight out of it.
See, I'm going to go with a slight notion and say that I think whoever wins Money in the Bank probably will cash in and win, because obviously the brand split's coming in and one show is going to have the Money in the Bank briefcases, whereas the other one won't. So I kind of think that'd be a great way in itself to kick off a new show, because in effect both shows are kind of going to be revamped with the new rosters and things. So you'd kick off a new show with a new champion and things, and I think we all know everyone near enough hates Roman Reigns, so why not give it to someone new, someone fresh? I think I'd like to see Seth win, but it seems highly illogical. I think it's much more of a chance that whoever cashes in will win.
So do you think we'll see a cash in tonight?
See, I don't think we will, but I really, really want to, because I think that, like I say, I think that's the only chance that Roman will leave without the title.
Yeah, I agree with that. I would like to see a cash in, but at the same time, if we get a cash in straight away, I kind of enjoy seeing people with a briefcase and pay-per-views rolling around, and you're not sure if someone's going to cash in or not. If they do it straight away, I don't know, I'm going to kind of feel a little disappointed, especially if it's Dean Ambrose, and it's kind of as we've predicted. He cashed in on the night, he goes down, he wins the championship. Be cool, but I kind of like that whole, not knowing what's going to happen. Is a pay-per-view really over? Is someone going to cash in? It kind of takes it away when we had Seth have it for so long. In every pay-per-view, it was like, could he cash in? Is the pay-per-view over? Can I go to bed? Especially when it's 4 a.m. in the morning here. And there's that potential. Maybe, you see Roman Reigns holding that championship. You're like, come on, Seth, come on. Well, come on, whoever wins it. You've got that hope. I don't want it taken away straight away, so I kind of hope whoever wins it keeps it for a little while, just to build that.
But can you imagine if someone like Owens won it, and then after the match just came out and just beat the living shit out of Roman Reigns? I think everyone would go crazy just hearing Owens' music, because that if someone like him did win, that they're kind of not going to go the sneaky route. I definitely think they're going to beat the crap out of him.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind seeing that, and him not teasing every week.
Yeah, I would absolutely love that. It does get annoying when you get someone that teases every single week. I prefer it when we get someone that kind of lets you forget that they've got the briefcase, and then when they do cash in, you kind of don't see it coming. But if what was to happen was what you've just pitched, Kevin Owens to win and then cash in and win the championship tomorrow night, I'd be 100% behind that.
Oh, I don't know. I think I'd rather see it in the pay-per-view, because God only knows we don't need another day as Roman Reigns being the champ.
It's a good point if he cashes in a Raw. Maybe he'll cash in tonight then on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Let's hope so. So I guess that kind of covers it. Are you going to go Roman Reigns? No other option really, is there?
Yeah, I don't want to be totally deleted or geriatric like Jericho.
Let's go for Roman Reigns and let's try and avoid going all Jericho on this. I guess that is our preview and predictions, and that covers Money in the Bank 2016. Let us know your predictions for the show in the comments, and if you want to get involved, you can head over to smacktalks.org/predictions, and I'll post the results to the predictions on Monday morning. Elle, before we head off, what can we expect from you this weekend?
Well, up on my channel already is my Money in the Bank through the years simulations, featuring some of the best divas to feature on Money in the Bank over the years. And then I've got this year's Money in the Bank simulation featuring Dana, Charlotte, Natalia and Becky. Kind of nearly forgot about that. But as for Money in the Bank, that's kind of my celebrations wrapped up.
And that sounds awesome. So I'll be checking that out. As for me, on the SmackTalks channel, you can check out Money in the Bank by the numbers. There's This Week in Wrestling, covering all this week's news stories. And both me and Elle will be uploading the first ever Brit Club Money in the Bank ladder match. So that sees the Brit Club in action. There's me, Elle, and fellow YouTubers, fellow Brit Club members, Delzinski, the J-Man, and Brother Brodos, that's Zerky and Wenzel, all battling it out for leadership of the Brit Club. Who's going to win?
Me, of course.
You're not going to win. I'm going to win this. This is my time. My time is now. I've gone all John Cena tonight.
I think there's more chance of Delzinski winning than
Don't
Grandpa.
be stupid. There's no chance of Delzinski win. Delzinski does not win anything. Did you see his performance in the King of the Ring tournament? He did nothing. It was all It's My Yard.
Well, if not, there's J-Man.
This J-Man, Teddy Long, could well be the new leader of the Brit Club. So make sure to check that out. That's up on both our channels. And if you're a fan of Resident Evil, then you can check out the brand new Res Evil 7 demo. That's over on Regeneration X, so links to that channel will be in the video description. As Elle tries that out, I try that out, and both of us completely clueless as to what to do with his dummy finger. Anyone got any ideas? You got any ideas, Elle?
I tried putting it in the microwave. I tried feeding it to the dead crow, and I'm totally clueless.
It does nothing. I'm sure they've just threw it in there just to mess with my minds, and you know what? It's totally working.
I kind of like when old Dean Ambrose and whacking the axe everywhere as well, so I'll show him extreme.
You've gone all lunatic fringe tonight. You've even picked him in the Money in the Bank ladder match. So
Yeah, that's real nice calling me a prick.
Sorry, that just slipped out. I was talking Dean Ambrose anyway. So there you go. That is Money in the Bank, our preview and predictions, and everything else coming up on our channels. So make sure to check them out. Let me know your predictions in the description. But I guess all that's left to be said is